Hey, how are you? My name is Emilio, and in this video, we're going to be talking about how to remove malware, how to remove viruses from your Mac. How do you keep your Mac safe from all these malicious things that try to get into your Mac? We love macOS security, so please also follow along by clicking on that subscription button. Click on the bell, that way you are notified when we are releasing new video content. So we'll be using our Moonlock product to go and scan our computer. We're gonna jump on, we can download it completely for free and try it for 7 days. Putting in that YouTube code, you'll also get 10% off directly from the website, which is fantastic. It will find any malware, any viruses that may be running, may be present on that computer. And it'll also give you a whole bunch of tips that you can be putting in place to make sure that your Mac remains protected from viruses, from malware. You can go and download it, try it for 7 days using the YouTube coupon code down below. So what else can you do to actually protect your Mac? Of course, running Moonlock is that first step. When your Mac boots up, there's gonna be lots of software that is running automatically in the background applications, login items. So what you can do is you can actually go and remove some of these, or at least reduce some of these from your Mac itself. So what if there's some software on there that you don't recognize, an application on there that you don't recognize? It could be malicious, so remove them. But also removing anything that is running in the background will also make your Mac run slightly faster, so you get two good things out of it. If there are applications that you've got installed that you don't need, remove them. But also, if you're wanting to see if there's anything suspicious on your Mac, go into the application section and sort it by the date function. And then you can see applications that may have been installed recently. There could be applications that are installed on there that you may want to look at removing. Your browsers sometimes are not running fine. So it's always good practice from time to time, log into your browsers, whether you're using Safari, whether you're using Google Chrome, Firefox, go and remove and reset some of those settings, the caches on your browsers. The browsers are gonna run these things called extensions, which are little plugins, connectors to your browser. Sometimes malware, malicious things try to install themselves and execute things through the browser. Maybe look at removing them. Now, in general, when you are going to be running any sort of software to scan your computer, is make sure that you are disconnected from the internet. If you're on the internet, then any malware that could be running is trying to talk out to services out on the internet. So get offline and then run your scan. Now, if the software that you've got running allows you to do this, it's always sometimes good practice to boot into what's called safe mode on your Mac. Booting into safe mode, most of the non-Apple processors won't actually run, boots up with limited functionality. One thing that I would also do is if you want to make sure that your Mac is not only running faster, but that is free from things running in the background, malware, is to go within the launch sections within the library. Some of these folders will actually be hidden, so you have to put in the specific path and then go and see what's running in there. If there are things in there that you don't know about, maybe look at removing them. Clearing out your cache or your cache is a good practice. These are things that are just running on the background that allow sometimes apps to run a little bit faster when they launch, but they also can contain code that you may not want. So also in that library section, you may want to look at removing the caches or the caches that are in there. There's a couple spots that you can go and find these, remove them, and then give your Mac a reboot. If you see anything that has like a com.apple, maybe look at avoiding those and don't delete those out of your cache or your cache. Something that malware will like to do is try to sometimes redirect your traffic, your internet traffic, your network traffic somewhere else. So go into the network settings on your Mac and look up whether there are any proxies set up in there. And then also check out the DNS section of your IP address area. If there's a weird DNS that is listed in there, maybe look at considering removing those. Just be mindful before removing them because sometimes you may need them. I always recommend to also verify the security settings on your Mac. The macOS has a built-in firewall. Look at using that firewall if it's not turned on. Enable FileVault to make sure that your disk itself is encrypted. You want to keep your Mac updated, macOS, and also applications on your Mac, because sometimes these applications may have vulnerabilities that are identified. The reason that browsers, the reason that applications release new updates is because sometimes there's things that have been found that need to be fixed and need to be patched. So getting automatic updates turned on. And then there's a section around checking if the software is coming from a trusted source. Also, if you suspect that a password may be compromised, go and check all of your most critical passwords, your banking passwords, your email passwords, passwords for apps that are secure, that are protected, that has your important data. go and change some of those passwords. Periodically, it's always good practice to change them anyway. And also don't reuse passwords where you can. Don't keep all the passwords to be the same, because if one of those passwords is compromised, then they can all be compromised, all your accounts. Keep them all separate, and also use a good password vault, a good password manager to maintain all of those passwords. Now, sometimes your Mac can run a little bit slow, and there could be suspicious things that have been identified and indexed across your Mac through what's called the Spotlight. Now, if you know the Spotlight, this is a search function within the Mac, and you can actually go and reset your Spotlight, get it to re-index. It'll take some time to do it, but then your Mac may start to run a little bit better and maybe a little bit problem less, especially if there were any suspicious things running or being indexed on your Mac. Make sure that you are always checking for the signs of activity on your Mac. So on your Mac, you can actually go to what's called the activity monitor, and you can see exactly all the things that are running on your Mac, all the background services, the background applications, how your network is performing, how your disks, your CPU, your RAM is performing. You can sort it. You can actually see exactly what is consuming all of the energy, all of the power from your Mac. If there are things on there that are chewing up a lot of those resources, they could be signs of some sort of vulnerability that has been identified on your Mac. So maybe look through this, and I recommend go into this weekly if you can, just to make sure that things are running good. If you are still suspecting that something is a little bit amiss and that maybe it's running a little bit slow and you want to just fix that up, look at removing your profile and creating a brand new profile. This is of course the profile that you use to log into your Mac. That over time may start to have problems. So go and create a brand new profile and then remove the old profile. And making sure that this is going to remove any settings, any data that is associated with that profile. So make sure that you do a backup of any data that you need, or transfer the data from your old profile to your new profile. Now, your last resort, if you just want to make 100% sure, would be to look at factory resetting your Mac, removing all content, all data, all profile settings, everything, reinstalling macOS and starting again. So what did you think? Was this video helpful? Why did you let us know down below in the comments? Have you got any other tips that you can maybe be helping everybody in this Mac community to make sure that their Macs are running better and malware free? And also, if you like this video, why don't you let us know by giving us a thumbs up, giving us a like, let us know that you are enjoying our content, and also subscribe. Click on the button on the bell. That way you don't miss out on any of our future video releases. Thanks again. We'll see you on the next video.